Good afternoon from Okinawa, Japan, home of OkiSubies. We have a treat for you today. This is the front of an SG9 Forester driven by Weston, one of the cool cats here in Okinawa, Japan. We say it's a treat because simply most of you guys will only see the back of this car. It's a really fast car. 2.5 liter SG9, so it's the Forester STI. 2.5 liter, the engine was taken out and sent to Outfront Motorsports. They're the ones who just went through the heads. They did some boring out on the block. It's got the Manley pistons and rods. Everything's forward. It's got a nitrated crank. 1050 ID 1050X injectors. It has an 18G blouse turbo. HKS top mount intercooler. 4-bar map sensor made by Cobb. A lot of braces. He's a toge. He loves to do toge. Gymkhana on the Sundays and a lot of toge. So yeah, it's a really nice car. Tuned by Shinji Tuning. Yeah, Shinji Tuning is the one who did the tune on it. OkiSubies, we're dabbling into it, so we're starting to adjust some things here with the 4-bar map sensor we had to install because it had a faulty map sensor before, so we put the Cobb one in it and did some remapping, not remapping, but just recalibrating of the map sensor. Almost every brace known to man on this car, so he's got it really done well. Got the Cusco X brace in the front, Cusco braces in the engine bay, Cusco underneath. He's got some beat rush braces inside the car. A lot of cool things on this car. He also has the radium surge tank because he was getting some fuel cut when doing Gymkhana, going around those cones. Fuel was slinging. Another cool thing about this car, they come 6-speed, but this one has a 6-speed out of a Flyby STI, so it's DCCD, driver control center diff. He has the DCCD controller made by iWire. That's all been wired in by us. He also has a one-way front LSD, a two-way rear LSD, both made by Cusco. It just chatters all over the place, really crazy. So he has a 18 by 9.5 wheel on this with 265, 35, 18 tires. They're Nankang AR1s. He loves them driving during the dry days, but not in the rain. Got an 18.9.5J wheel on this car. Got 265, 35 tires made by Nankang's AR1s. Great tire. Turbo back exhaust is made by HKS too. Sims headers. Man. Everything's been touched. There's nothing that hasn't been touched on this car. One thing that we could go into detail about is the engine. So normally on the Foresters, the engines sit lower from the factory using these blocks. It sits them lower, but you get a lot of bump steer, and so he does toge a lot, like I mentioned. And so the bump steer is actually pretty detrimental to going fast when you're togeing. So it's pretty dangerous. And so what we did was when we were putting the engine back in, we lifted it up. Took those out, and there's a lot that you have to do to successfully lift up an engine in a Forester.
There's spacers in between the subframe and the actual chassis. You also, once you do that, you lower it, so you have to actually put a GDB shifter linkage or steering column joint there, and then the 6-speed cross member also needs to be GDB. So a good amount has to get done.